Welcome. Welcome to IMD Solicitors, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Daxa Patel. I'm a solicitor and a partner at IMD Solicitors, and I'm joined by my colleague, Carol Prokopchik. Carol?
Hello, I'm a legal assistant at IMD Solicitors.
Thank you. So, Carol and I deal with clinical negligence claims, and Carol, you speak to almost all of the people who contact us with their initial inquiries. What kind of typical questions you get asked?
So I think that the one that we should start with would be the most basic one, which is what is medical negligence? What is medical negligence in general?
Right. So medical negligence is essentially a medical mistake that's caused by a medical practitioner. So that could be a nurse, a doctor, and the mistake can be an avoidable mistake. So something that shouldn't have happened in the first place, like, for example, going for your right knee operation, having your left knee operation done. That's an avoidable mistake. Or it can be a misdiagnosis where you're told that you have a particular problem, but in fact it's something else. Or it can be a delayed diagnosis, which results in you receiving treatment later than you should have done. So that's essentially medical negligence in a nutshell.
So what is, if there is in any way, a difference between medical negligence and clinical negligence?
Both terms are one and the same. I've been in practice now for 25 years, and it was always medical negligence, but nowadays people call it clinical negligence as well, but they're both the same.
Okay, so who can I claim against if I think I have a claim? Who can I claim against? Is it only for like NHS hospitals or GP or any NHS institution?
Actually, you can claim against any medical practitioner working in the NHS setting or even in a GP setting. And you can also claim against any medical practitioner who's in a private practice. So, for example, you're receiving treatment from a consultant at a Bupa hospital or a Spire hospital or any private place, a medical setting, would mean that, you know, this person, whoever it is, whether it's a surgeon or a physiotherapist or even a nurse, they will all be insured, and you can claim against anybody who's working in private or in public medical settings.
So, so if I think I have a claim, how would I prove it? How do you prove medical claim? If you could describe that.
Sure. Well, put it simply, there's three things that a person needs to prove. First, that the doctor or the person that they are blaming owed them a duty of care. Second, they need to prove that that duty of care was breached. There was a breach of duty of that care. Third, they need to prove that as a direct result of that breach of duty of care, they've suffered harm. Harm should be physical, emotional, psychological, but there must be a direct harm caused by that negligence. So that's basically a very simplified way of explaining how it can be proved.
So still, if I think I have a case, or let's say I think I have a claim. So at what point should I seek legal advice? Should I seek help from a solicitor?
I think the earliest, the better. It's always a good thing to actually have a consultation with somebody who does this kind of work to see if there's a basis of your claim and if there is something that they can help you investigate. So I would say don't delay, contact somebody and get some advice. So
if someone wants to contact us, let's say, yeah, so with what kind of claims can we help?
We can assist clients with any type of medical negligence claims, and that could be a delayed diagnosis of a fracture, for example, or a misdiagnosis of cancer. Any type of cases. There's a whole range of medical negligence claims that can happen. It can happen when you're being treated by your optician, by your dentist, by your GP, by your nurse, by an orthopedic surgeon, by a plastic surgeon. So we deal with different types of claims, and in fact, if anybody wants more information on that, they can visit our website, and I'll give details of that later on.
So is there a limit, a time limit, in which you can claim for potential medical negligence?
Well, the usual time limit is 3 years from the alleged medical mistake, or 3 years from your date of knowledge, whichever's the later. But there are exceptions. And an exception could be if you're dealing with a child victim, limitation date will run from 3 years from their 18th birthday. And if you were representing a family who were claiming medical negligence on behalf of a loved one who's died, then it would be 3 years from the date of death, provided the negligence claim was within the limitation period.
So what about like the medical negligence, professional medical negligence happens in UK, well, then the person moves back, let's say, to Poland or to Romania. Can we still assist? Can we help?
Absolutely, we can help. As long as the medical negligence took place in the UK, even if they're living abroad, we can certainly help with that.
So I am contacted. I've been contacted many times by mothers, by parents regarding their children. So could you just elaborate more? Like, what's the limitation then? How does it work in the case of the children?
Right. So with children, the time limit is actually 3 years from the child's 18th birthday. So when the child reaches 21, but there will be exceptions but the best thing to do is, if the family, the parents think there's a potential medical negligence claim, is to contact a firm of solicitors, because it takes time to understand, and it doesn't mean that you have to wait until the child has reached the age of 21. Parents can still represent their children and see if they can pursue a medical negligence claim.
Okay, so I'm sure that not only me but everybody who's listening is wondering, could you tell us about any, like, one of your, like, biggest or most satisfactionary claims that you dealt with in the past?
Of course I can, yes. There are many cases where I've felt like we did the right thing by our clients. But one case that comes to my mind was when I was acting for a widow whose husband died of lung cancer. And it was a deeply tragic case. And the basis of the case was that the gentleman, when he was diagnosed with lung cancer, he had stage 4 cancer, which meant that his prognosis was very, very poor. He only had a matter of months to live. And we were able to prove that there were many missed opportunities when he had gone to his GP presenting with worrying symptoms that was indicative that it could be lung cancer. And we were able to prove that had it been diagnosed earlier, he would have had a better survival chance. And the satisfaction that I got from that was just giving something to the widow. She wasn't after the money. She just wanted those treating a husband to admit that they made a mistake. And it was really nice to be able to help somebody who was going through a very difficult time, felt very, very lost, and we were able to support her during that difficult time. So that I would say is one of my proudest moments as a clinical.
So, Daxa, if anyone who's listening us now, and based on what they just heard, they think that they may have a claim and they would like us to investigate it, what can they do? What steps should they take to contact us?
Okay, well, I would just say, if in doubt as to whether or not you have a claim, contact us or contact any legal firm that provides medical negligence advice. Speak to somebody who knows this kind of work, have a discussion with them, and they will advise you if there is any merit in investigating the matter further. But don't be put off by asking for help, and also don't delay asking for help, because the time it takes to investigate a claim, what you don't want to be doing is contacting a firm of solicitors when you're very, very close to the limitation date. So if in doubt, contact them as soon as possible. So I think we've had a really good discussion of the kind of questions we get asked. Thank you, Carol. And to our listeners and viewers out there, if you have any questions that we haven't covered in today's discussion, then please feel free to contact us. So you can contact us by email. Our email is clinicalnegligence@imd.co.uk, or you can contact us by telephone. Our telephone number is 0330 107 0107, or you can contact us using the contact form on our website, and our website is www.imd.co.uk. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed our discussion. We'll be here again very soon. That's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me as well.
Bye-bye.